Caroline Louise Marguerite, the eldest daughter of Rainier III, Prince of Monaco and Grace Kelly, won the genetic lottery, inheriting her mother's grace, charm and Hollywood glamour as well as the European elegance of her father's old money. No wonder the princess is recognized as one of Europe's most stylish royals. And hasn't been caught up in a single scandal. Well, almost. Caroline is the white sheep of the family. A good girl from a good family, well-mannered and educated, moderately modest and elegant, happily avoided scandals and gossip, which is especially noticeable against the background of a loving older brother Albert and rebellious younger sister Stephanie, and she is also a philanthropist and a keen horsewoman, knows several languages, dances, plays the flute and a little singing. And, of course, is fond of sports. In 1985 Carolina even participated in the Rally Paris-Dakar on a truck together with her second husband. Young Caroline's outfits did not differ from what was worn in the 70s golden youth of noble blood, fashionable, a little apathetic, but decent, but having reached adulthood and the status of the mother of the family, she loved fashionable hooliganism, without crossing that invisible line that separates a little boldness and provocativeness from vulgarity and vulgarity. Interesting observation. Observation 1. Looking at the photos of Princess Caroline, one can make an unexpected conclusion. Most of these images can be repeated today, practically copied, and they will look relevant and fresh. Apparently, these are those mythical outfits out of time, which are often talked about, but no one has seen. Observation 2. Our mothers and grandmothers at the time of total deficit of the USSR wore almost the same outfits and hairstyles, with adjustments for the cost. Caroline was the most mommy's daughter and there are a lot of joint photos with Grace Kelly. It is interesting that mother and daughter were often dressed in similar outfits. Interest in fashion and beautiful outfits Carolina clearly passed on from the mother. Princess Caroline's favorite brands were in still or Christian Dior and Chanel. It's as simple as that. What contributed to the friendship with Dior's creative director Marc Bohin, on the first photo, and Karl Lagerfeld, when he became the head of the legendary house, on the second photo. Princess Caroline's personal life was quite intense, which is not surprising for a girl of such a pleasant appearance and such charming manners. How he looks at her. Young Charles courted Princess Monaco, but it did not end in anything serious. Husband number 1. The young princess's first love was French beauty and playboy Philippe Junot, 17 years older than her, an investor and descendant of a Napoleonic general. Wise parents were not delighted, but allowed their daughter to go the way herself. This marriage lasted only 2 years and was dissolved, for a completely banal for a playboy reason: adultery. The marriage was not only secular, but also ecclesiastical, so its dissolution took a long time. Husband number 2. Real estate businessman, racer and handsome Stefano Casiraghi, comes from a rich and influential family, became Carolina's husband in 1988. In this marriage, which remained civil, not church, because of the difficulties with the first divorce, 3 beautiful children were born: Pierre, Charlotte and Andrea, who, incidentally, was even included in the top 50 most beautiful people in the world. After the tragic death of her beloved husband, who at that time was only 30 years old, during a sports competition, Caroline went into herself and 9 years did not look in the direction of other men, until there was a husband number 3. He became a real Prince Ernst August of Hanover. So now Caroline is twice a princess, by birth and by husband. As with many aristocrats, sport was an active part of life in the life of Caroline herself, and the entire royal family Grimaldi. Prince Albert, as it is known, is a repeated Olympic champion in bobsleigh. His wife Charlene is a former swimmer. Many international competitions were held in Monaco, which required their attendance and representatives of the royal family. Still, men's sports fashion in the 70s to 80s was quite funny, as was women's fashion.